On this episode of Making Stuff, we play with knives, we meet a wizard, create a droid, and oh yeah, we make some stickers. Hi guys, welcome to our first tutorial on our channel here at Steadfast Rebels. I'm Derek.
I'm Christy.
We are makers of multitude of different mediums, and one of the big things we do that we sell at a lot of shows is our stickers. And you can see there, we create our own stickers from our own artwork. I use an iPad. I also use Photoshop and Illustrator on a computer to create the artwork that we make here. And then our process of making stickers. It's all done in-house.
Yep. We do not source out to another company. We try and keep our costs low so that we can sell our stickers at a lower price. So we do it all ourselves.
Yeah, and so it's something that a lot of you guys out there can get yourselves into pretty inexpensively. You don't have to have the top of the line gear. There's a mix of equipment here. We want to kind of break that down a little bit before we go through our process of what we do.
Yeah, so one of the big things that we use is a cutting machine. This happens to be a Silhouette, but there's also Crickets. There's, I'm sure, other machines out there, but this one we particularly like.
Brother has one, Roland has one, a bunch of different stuff out there. I started off with a Cricut about 8 years ago.
We actually bought our first Cricut together.
We did.
We shared it.
And it was horrible. It was not a great experience. It ended up being something that sat on the shelf for a while. It's not something we use to make stickers. It very randomly just did side projects for us. I picked up a Silhouette 1, which are still available and actually reasonably priced on the market. And then we were gifted one of these for our wedding by a family member. Yes. And this is the Cameo 4, and it's done great. You don't need the Cameo 4 to do this. You can use a 1. I'd probably still be using a 1 if I didn't get the newest one here.
But we do prefer the Silhouette machines over the Crickets because we find the Crickets to be much more limiting. The Silhouette software allows you, I think, to do a lot more than from what we've experienced personally.
Personally, yeah. And so, but to each their own and how you guys run it. But I want to say, breaking it all down, about $500 of investment can get you sticker equipment. And now that's all buying it new. Mm-hmm. Now, just doing some quick searches on Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, local sellers, thrift stores, you can get it for about $100. You can start making some profits off of stickers, reasonably priced items. I've seen Silhouettes, the single number 1 and number 2 models go for anywhere from like $40 to $50 on secondhand markets. You don't need the cold laminators like we have here. A hot laminator like this is hot and cold is $20 on Amazon roughly. But rolling pin. I mean, you could have these in your house already, or you can find something like this. This is a very easy, nice, heavyweight flat one. We got it for $2 at a thrift store. That will work to roll your laminate if you want to laminate your stickers. That's also a choice on your guys'
you don't
as
have to
well.
do that either.
But that's, and then your sticker paper, laminate, a couple basic tools that you'll need, and then you're ready to go. And when we break down cost of what it is per sticker, we average about 7 cents to 9 cents a sticker, roughly. Most of the places that you can order stickers from, generally anywhere from about like 80 cents to $1.20 per sticker when you're doing low quantities. And this is the best part about doing stickers on your own time, on your own dime for this, is that we don't need to do a 200 piece run. No. We don't need to do these large costs, and it like costs us $50-$60 up front for it.
You can do as few as a single sheet if that's what you want to do, or even create your own little sticker sets. Do maybe half of an 8x10, do a whole set of matching stickers, coordinating stickers. I mean, really, when you're doing it yourself, you can do whatever you want to do.
So what I'm going to go through first with you guys. So here's one of the designs. You see it. It's one of our wizard toads, or toad wizards, however we want to call it there. But I did the work on Procreate here, and with Procreate software, I then exported it out to my computer. And then the clip you're seeing right now is going to be how we processed it in Silhouette's software
to then make it
ready to get cut. We're going to start by getting the registration marks turned on and getting your page set up properly. And we're using an 8.5 by 11 sticker sheet, so we changed that setting to the 8.5 by 11 on the cut mat. We're using a standard 12 by 12 cut mat, and then our paper is 8.5, and you can see that white space is kind of our work area, and that red outer line is our safety area that we want to have all our sticker graphics in. Then we select trace area, and that's the butterfly looking logo on the right hand side there, and we select the trace area, and then we select the trace outer edge, and that's going to give us our initial cut line for the sticker. Now if you want your stickers to be cut right on the edge of your graphic, this is where you can stop at this point, but we like having the nice little offset for it. And then we go to the offset setting, which is a star with the outline there, and that gives us that white edge around our stickers. And then I select that first cut or that first trace line, and I delete it so that we only have one cut line. You can see that red line around our sticker graphic there. What I do here is adjust our size to about 3.5, kind of find that sweet spot for a sticker, and it's going to vary depending on each design, but that looks about good for what we do. And then I'm just kind of quickly laying them out to see how many I can get on a sticker sheet here, and trying to get them aligned so it makes the most efficient cuts with our cutter machine. And usually a paper cut or a whole sheet's about like 2 to 5 minutes depending on how detailed your graphics are and your cuts are. And getting about 9 here, and they fit, but I wasn't super happy with the fit. I felt I might be able to fit a little bit more, so I make this adjustment to them and trying to get them really in there tight. I give a little bit of room, but make sure there's as much space utilized on the sheet as I can. You can see I get them all lined up here. And then what you're going to see happen next is I'm going to open up another project file that has another sticker already cut out, and I'm just going to drag that over and fill in that space. And now I'm getting 10 stickers per sheet, and super efficient for what that sheet is. Then for selecting for the print, we just send it to the printer. We have an Epson photo printer that we use. I select the default settings. I send it to the rear paper feed because it just feeds better for us. We don't have any jams with it. Select a photo matte paper best and print.
You can see how we did a basic layout on our stickers, how we try to utilize as much of the space on the paper that we have with it. And this is using, we prefer a matte vinyl sticker because we're also going to be doing lamination. So we don't want to double gloss on it. You could choose a glossy option if you want, and then not laminate, or you could laminate. I like laminating. The lamination we use tends to have a little bit better UV coating to help with putting it on water bottles, on cars, stuff like that. And then this is just one of the many sticker papers we've tried till we found one that we like. Now,
there's tons of options out there. I would recommend experimenting and seeing what you like, what you prefer, what works best for you and your application. But yeah, like you said, this is what we've found that works for us.
And then again, guys, we are going to have links to a lot of this stuff that you can purchase on Amazon, and it is an affiliate link. So by you purchasing it through those links, it does help support the channel. But we're totally upfront with you.
More content like this.
More content like this, guys. I want to talk about the lamination process, because that's what we're going to do first before we get into the cutting process. We want a cold lamination. So these lamination sheets here that we're going to be using, these are self-adhesive laminating sheets. They're going to get layered on top. We don't use a hot laminator because of just the process. It's a pocket lamination. Doesn't always seal the stickers properly in the way. This tends to be something that works for us pretty well, and seems like a lot of other sticker makers are using a similar setup. So if you are buying something like this off of Amazon, this is a hot and cold. It has a very simple switch, and all it is making sure you're running cold through it, and all you're going to be doing is running your sticker paper and your lamination through to get a nice flat fold. This is also another cold press laminator. This cold press laminator here is a nice design as well. The funny part is I only use this after I've done hand lamination on this, and I'm going to show you that step right now. And then if you don't have these, like I said earlier, you can
use a rolling pin and just roll your lamination flat and try to get all your bubbles out of the way. Some of the tools, we have razors, rollers, felt squeegee. I'm going to get into when we get to the cutting some of these other blade options that we do use. Scissors you might want instead of a razor blade. So I'll first start here. And this is, you guys bear with me while I do this. I have to get the edge of the laminate peeled off. What I'm doing is I'm peeling back just about maybe an inch, inch and a half. And what I'm doing is I'm just going to crease this down. And this is the back of your laminate. You're going to have this crease here. And what this is going to allow me to do is keep my laminate separated from my sticker paper. And I'm going to press this down, and I'm going to use our table to stick the laminate to it. And you can see there's a little bit of like bubble forming there. But our table is a cuttable table, so I can cut right on this. If you don't have a table that you can cut on, you can do this on your cutting mats or any of the self-healing mats that are out there on the market. So now I'm going to make sure I've got a really good stick here. I'm going to take my felt squeegee. I'm just going to push from the center, and I'm just going to push this flat. And what really easily happened there is a nice flat lamination on top of my sticker paper. And one of the tips for doing lamination is once you print out of your printer, make sure you give a good amount of time for your inks to degas and dry properly so that you don't have any like peel from your lamination, anywhere from 6 hours to 24 hours. Take my razor blade, and this doesn't have to be precise at all, guys. This is just something to take the excess lamination, because the lamination sheets we get are larger than our sticker paper sheets. And you can see it peels right off. And then I've got a little bit more on this side. I'm going to cut that down.
You just want to make sure that you're not removing any of these registration marks, because those are going to be used by your cutting machine to cut stickers out. So as long as you're just going roughly around the outer edge of the paper, you're totally fine.
Yeah. And all I'm doing is just clearing the excess lamination off and then throwing that to the side. This right here is just another step. This would be using this here, your rolling pin or a cold roller like this. And this is just putting pressure onto your lamination. And I do it a couple times. Make sure I get all the bubbles out of our stickers. It's very easy. Now, there's some tutorials online. There's a lot of people that you could put your laminate on here and your sticker paper and apply it that way. I have not been able to get that to work for me. It has been a learning experience, and the thing that has worked for me, and I've had a lot less wasted material, was doing it the way I did by hand, and then applying this here to get it nice and smooth out. Again, your powered laminator or a roller will work just fine to do that same process. Now, when getting it prepped for the cutting mat, what's kind of nice about having something large like this and wide, I really like to use an older cutting mat so the stickers don't adhere crazy to it and become really hard to peel off. But also, or a really, really light tacky one. There's a couple different versions of these out there. Now, when I'm getting this on here, I'm just applying it right to the corner of my cutting mat for the silhouette. And what this is going to do is apply a nice even amount of pressure. And it's just put it onto my cutting mat real nice and flat, real nice and smooth. And that's just getting it ready for cut prep. Now, just a little side thing. We're not going to, we'll cut to the other shot we have of it cutting on the machine. But one of the things you do run into when doing your own sticker business, and just something to be aware of, you do sometimes have miscuts and things that don't quite align up. And there are sometimes some loss and cost-wise that you're going to endure with your own self thing. You get better as you do more of them. On occasion, we get about 9 to 10 stickers per sheet. And I would say maybe out of 3 to 4 sheets, I might lose 1, maybe 2 stickers, depending on how cautious I am, how many I'm doing. But stuff like that happens. It's not the worst case, especially when the cost of this is as low as it is. When it comes to the machine, there is your standard like silhouette blade that comes. This is their auto blade. It's a perfectly fine blade. The only thing that I find is it's very costly to replace when you need to cut. This is the CB09. These are available on Amazon as well. This comes with like 15 different blades
This is the same cost as one replacement of the Silhouette blade, and it's a lot more adjustable. Now, just complete disclaimer here. Silhouette says these void your warranty on your machine because of their weight. They're slightly larger. I have one in here already. I have a few extras set up with different blades, different angles for different cuts that we do. But I honestly have used my first Silhouette with this blade here, and it has never gone bad, never had an issue. It's great, and I've cut thousands of stuff off of it with these blades. This one here, this is our third year using this Silhouette. And I had the blade from the first one, popped it right in there. I hardly ever use this blade, and it's working like the day we bought it. So I highly do recommend going this direction, but just know that you can void your warranty on your Silhouette. If it's after the first year of using it, your warranty's up anyway, so not a big deal in that sense. We are ready to cut at this point. The machine is searching for its registration marks. It finds them and it starts cutting out the edges of the stickers. And so what I do for setting wise is full pressure. Because we're using that CB09 blade, I've adjusted it manually in there. If you're using one of the auto blades, usually on a 2 or 3 setting, will work just fine for you. It cuts through. I do 3 passes. I really want to get a clean cut through the paper and the lamination. It is thick, and it gives us a real nice easy separation when we get to the final peel off of the cut board. And what you want to do once it's done cutting, before you hit the eject, you want to check the corner, make sure your sticker's cut all the way through, because if it doesn't, then you're going to want to do it again and have it before you lose registration, and it'll allow you to keep that going there, and then simply peel the paper away. So we've got our stickers cut out and peeled from the cutting mat here that we cut off camera there. And what I like to do after, just to, again, another step that we like to take with our stuff, is I will line these up into our cold press and just roll them through and make sure we get a nice flat roll with these. And what that does is it just helps make sure that there's no like curling on it, there's no bends, and it's a nice flat. And if there's any air bubbles that are left in there, kind of helps flatten them out. It will work in the same process here. The one thing I've come up or I've run into when running on here is sometimes that if it does have a slight curve, depending on your machine, it can get like stuck in there, so you might have to like jiggle it out. But I have used this. Go on our social media, you can see some of the videos of us using that with some of our other stickers we make. That's about it for how we make our stickers, and it's not a complicated process. It's pretty simple. Like I said, you don't have to have an iPad. You can do Photoshop. You can get graphics offline that you created in other software. There's a bunch of different ways to go about getting the art that you use, and with your original art, making your own stickers, it's pretty cost effective, and when doing shows, it's a very popular seller for us. So
yeah, everybody loves stickers.
Yeah.
Stickers for your water bottles, for your computers, for your car. It's one of those processes where you're probably going to have to do some trial and error, some troubleshooting to figure out what exact steps work for you. But honestly, with a little trial and error, you can figure out how to make your own stickers at a much lower cost and be able to, like I said, make whatever you want to sell at shows, at markets.
Let me go over my notes real quick that I wrote down for you guys. Like printer wise, about $200 gets you a pretty nice printer. Mm-hmm. Finding them used and secondhand and stuff like that, way cheaper in that sense. A cutter like a Silhouette here, they can be had for just around $200 on Amazon for this particular model. Laminator, something like this is about $20. Something like this is about $60 to $100, depending on where you find one of these. Sticker paper, a sheet or a pack of about 25 sheets of sticker paper, 25 is about $10. The other thing too is you can choose your sizes. You don't have to go, we tend to go in about a 3.5 inch size, but like I have some stickers that are 7-8 inches It does take more of your material, but that's another thing to take into consideration. Felt squeegee, that's this guy here, and this is only really used for that one time where you're doing your lamination. This has been the tool that's been made it super easy. I've tried other things, but a felt squeegee, $5 to $6 for like a 2-pack. A CB09 blade, that's our alternative blade option. That is about $20 on Amazon. And so adding all those up, and then the lamination paper, again, about 20 sheets of lamination paper. It's about $10 as well on Amazon. You're looking just under $500 to get you started with this, with all brand new equipment.
Yes, that's
If
all in.
you are not looking, that's like printer if you don't already have one, all that stuff. If you, again, can look, be patient, find some secondhand stuff, you can get into it for a lot cheaper. A lot of cases would be under $100. So guys, that is how we go about making stickers for our business. And we will be having a few more tutorial videos coming out very soon about some of the other stuff we make and some of the other materials we use, break it all down. If you guys have questions about starting your own sticker business, getting into the whole sticker world, leave them in the comment section. Feel free to message us. Find us on Instagram at Steadfast Rebels. We love talking about all the different maker stuff we make, the creative things we get to do, and enjoy sharing that with you guys. You can also learn more about all the great people we meet on our podcast, Always Making, where we talk to a bunch of other makers and also get inspired to make other stuff with them. So guys,
Stay tuned for more tutorials. Thanks for watching.
see you guys next time.